So in the front here in blue is the frontal lobe, and the frontal lobe controls movement of the body, personality, concentration, cognition, planning, problem solving, meaning of words, emotional reactions, speech, and smell. And it contains Broca's area, which is around in this area. And Broca's area controls speech motor planning. Also in the frontal lobe is the motor cortex, which is this light pink here. And the motor cortex generates neural impulses to control motor movement. And the parietal lobe, which I have in purple, which is back here, the parietal lobe processes sensory information such as touch and pressure, and it also processes taste and body awareness. In the parietal lobe contains the angular gyrus and the supramarginal gyrus, and I have those labeled on here also. They're around in this area. The angular gyrus is important for reading comprehension, and the supramarginal gyrus controls phonological processing. And the sensory cortex is also in the part of the parietal lobe, but it's labeled in green here. And the sensory cortex receives all sensory input from the body. So neurons that sense feelings in our skin, pain, visual, or auditory stimuli all send their information here for processing. And the occipital lobe, which I have in orange in the back here. The occipital lobe receives visual stimulation and higher level visual processing, so it's basically your sight. And the temporal lobe, which is on the sides here. The temporal lobe processes auditory and receptive language, and it also controls the recognition of faces, emotion, and long-term memory. The temporal lobe contains Wernicke's area, which I have labeled on here. It's about around there. And damage to Wernicke's area results in difficulty with language decoding.